Good morning, students. I hope you are watching the videos, doing your homeworks. So last video we have studied about the simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Among that simple permanent tissue we have completed. Today we will study about the protective tissue. As the name suggests, protective tissue means this tissue protect the plant. So it is an outer covering of cells that cover plant parts, providing protection against adverse environmental factors and pathogens. Pathogen means, do you know? Pathogen means the bacteria or the viruses which causes the disease in the plants. So factors and pathogens beside performing specialized function like exchange of gases. Now protective tissue is of two types. First is epidermis and another is cork. So first we will study about epidermis. Epi means outer, dermis means skin. So it is the outermost protective layer of plant organs. Cells of epidermis are elongated and closely packed. Intercellular space is absent. The cells are generally thickened on their outer surface and thin walled on inner surface. Now you listen carefully. So as it is a protective layer, so it does not have any intercellular space because this layer has to protect the plant. So it does not have any intercellular space, and the cells are very elongated and closely packed, so intercellular space are absent. And next thing is that it is generally thickened on the outer side, because now you understood that this has to protect the plant. So the outer side is thickened compared to the inner wall. Next, epidermal cell on the aerial part of the plant often secrete a waxy water resistant layer on their outer surface. This adds in protection against loss of water, mechanical injury and invasion by parasitic fungus. So epidermal cell on the aerial part. Aerial means the part which we see, means not the root, the other part beside the root. So this aerial part of the plant often secrete a waxy water resistant layer on their outer surface. So this waxy water resistant layer help to protect against the loss of water as well as protect the plant from the mechanical injury and protect the plant from the invasion by the parasitic fungus. I think you might be knowing parasitic. Parasitic means those organisms which depend on other organism for the food. Now next, epidermis of the leaf. Now one by one we will study the part of the plant in which the role of the epidermis or the role played by the epidermis. So first we will study about the role played by the epidermis on the leaf. Now epidermis of the leaf, that is the aerial part of the plant, bear minute pores called stomata. So stomata is the minute pore that is present in the epidermis of the leaf. These stomata are enclosed by two kidney-shaped cells, and these kidney-shaped cells are known as the guard cell. Now function of the epidermis which is present on the leaf. This helps in exchanging gases with atmosphere. It helps in transpiration. I think you might be knowing transpiration. Transpiration is the process of loss of water from the plant body. So the main function of this epidermis of the leaf is that it helps in exchanging gases with atmosphere, or it help in transpiration. Question may be asked in your examination that write the dual function of epidermis of the leaf. So there, or it can be asked that write the dual function of the stomata. So dual function of the stomata is the exchange of gases and it helps in transpiration. Now next, epidermis of the root. So epidermal cell of the root commonly bear long hair-like part that greatly increase the total absorptive surface area, and its main function is it helps in absorption of water. So when the root hair is there, this root hair increases the surface area. So more surface area helps to absorb the more water. So its main function is it helps in absorption of water. Now epidermis of xerophytic plants. Xerophytic means the plant which lives in desert. So epidermis of desert plant has a thick waxy coating, that is a cutin, or we can say that cutin is a chemical substance with waterproof quality and it is present on its outer surface. So main function of this epidermis present in the xerophytic plant is that it prevents the loss of water. So this waxy coating, that is the coating of the cutin, help to protect the plant from the loss of water. Now, first we have studied the protective tissue was epidermis. Now, next we have to study is cork. So, cork is an outer protective tissue of older stems and roots. As plants grow older, the outer protective tissue undergoes certain changes. A stripe of secondary meristem replaces the epidermis of the stem. Cells on the outside are cut off from this layer. This form the several layer thick cork or bark of tree. Cells of cork are dead and compactly arranged without intercellular spaces. They also have a chemical called suberin in their wall that makes them impervious of gases and water. Now, see here, what happened when the plants become older? Then this epidermal layer is replaced by another protective tissue, that is or we can say that the stripe of secondary meristem replaces the epidermis of the stem. So when the plant become too older, or we can say when the plant the age become more, then what happened, a stripe of secondary meristem replaces the epidermis of the stem. Now the cell which was present outside are cut off from this layer and it formed the several layer thick cork or bark of the tree. And if we see the structure of this, then these cells are dead and compactly arranged. Compactly means they are arranged near to each other without any intercellular spaces. Now, next is the function of this cork. It protects against the loss of water. Next, it protects from the microbes. It protects from the temperature. Temperature means extreme temperature. Means when the temperature is too high or too low, then it protects the plant from the extreme temperature. It possesses lenticels for exchange of gases, and it is used commercially in manufacture of stoppers for bottles, sports goods, etc. Now to make it more clear, I have attached a video to make it more clear. So permanent tissue is of two types, that is simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue already we did in the last video. Complex we will start in the next video. So epidermis. Epidermis is single layer of cells covering plant body. Like we human need skin to cover our body, same way plants also have covering which protect them from external condition and is named as epidermis. Do you think that all plants or the part of plant have same structure? Answer is no. Actually, epidermis has modified according to habitat and need. Now, you must be knowing that plants growing in desert area grow in scarcity of water. In case of such plant, epidermis forms a thicker layer to prevent the excessive loss of water. In fact, the plants growing in desert area has a thick waxy coating of cutin, which is a chemical substance with waterproof quality, which is present on its outer surface. On the other hand, in the terrestrial plant, usually the aerial parts have epidermal cells specialized in waxy secretion and protect the plant in numerous ways. It protects from parasitic infection, mechanical injury, and prevent the water loss. Now, if we observe the epidermis of root, it modified to form root hair, which increases the surface area for more absorption of water and mineral. If we see the structure of epidermal layer, they do not have any intercellular space, as they have to protect the plant. Cells are flat and possess thicker outer cell wall. Now, the question may arise, if intercellular space is absent, then how gaseous exchange or transpiration takes place? Epidermal layer, especially in leaf, has pores, and these pores are known as stomata. These pores are guarded by kidney shaped guard cell. These guard cells regulate the exchange of gases and loss of water through stomata. See here, the kidney shaped structure is present here. So, now we will study about the epidermal layer of stem. See here. So, question may arise that do stem also have same epidermal layer as leaves and roots possess? And the answer is no. Stems of huge trees do not even possess a proper epidermal layer. In plants which are much older, epidermis is replaced by secondary meristem, which we usually referred as thick coat or bark. Cells of this layer are dead and compactly arranged without intercellular spaces. Also, there is deposition of suberin which regulate gaseous exchange and water loss. So that's all for today. I think that you must have understood. So if you have any doubt, you can ask through the campus care. Thank you.